What's up, Totem Pole Nation? This is Lambo and Matt's World of Sports coming at you with the Week 11 preview for the NFL. We're also going to dive into who we think are going to end up earning the number one pick in the draft or having it given to them if the Panthers somehow have a terrible enough season to just give the first round or the number one overall pick to the Bears, anyways. Thank you to Sideline Sports Network, as always, for the platform. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe to Totem Pole Nation. And if you need some merch, want to support the boys, TotempoleNation.com is the place to go. That is scrolling in the ticker below, along with all of our social media accounts. That's enough talking for me. Let's get into this.
Well. NFL, we are basically 7 days away from Thanksgiving, which Thanksgiving is probably one of the best when football is. You have food and Thanksgiving in football, but unfortunately, I won't have Thanksgiving this year. Not only that, but before we get to that, Arizona Cardinals versus the Houston Texans, obviously. Not a game you want to watch, really. It's a garbage game. Not only that, but Kyler Murray is back. Now, I did pick Arizona to lose, but we weren't sure if Kyler Murray was going to play. Houston Texans have upset some good teams this year. They beat the Cincinnati Bengals last week in a very, I wouldn't say surprising, but they found ways to win. C.J. Stroud is probably the best rookie quarterback that's played well this season, obviously. Coming out of Ohio State quarterbacks, Ohio State quarterbacks haven't really been successful in the NFL, and he's looking like he's proving us wrong for right now. I'm going to take the Houston Texans at home. D'Amico Ryans has a winning record in Houston. I think it's the first time he won 5 games since 2019. The last time the head coach was Bill O'Brien, who was at an offensive coordinator for the Patriots. So last time he won 5 games or more. Going with Houston. We got to stop down and C.J. Stroud. I get that Kyler Murray is back, but I'm not sure if he will get re-injured or I'm just not confident in Arizona as a whole. And I think I don't respect Jonathan Gannon. There was an interview that Josh Dobbs came out with or with somebody. I saw it on TikTok, whatever it was, that he lied to him about getting traded. So I'm very suspect of him. He does some weird things.
Yeah, I'm going to roll with the Texans as well. Kyler playing does, add a little bit of hesitancy when it comes to taking Texans in this game. But I just trust the team as a whole more than I trust the entirety of that Cardinals roster. Kyler does obviously turn this team into something else. We saw they can be competitive with Josh Dobbs, who is, a running quarterback as well. And Kyler, when it comes to being a rushing quarterback, is one of the best in the NFL. So it does make me a little bit more nervous, but I like the way D'Amico's got the boys coached up. I'm going to roll with the Texans here, but I would not be surprised if it went the other way.
All right. Next game. Jacksonville versus Tennessee. Jacksonville does have a chance of winning a first 3-game winning streak against the rival of the Titans since 2005, 2006. Now, obviously, these Jacksonville Jaguars completely got blown out by the 49ers, obviously. So it's tough. Now, Tennessee with Will Levis, they're basically in a rebuilding mode. I'm just not confident in Tennessee offensively, their pass defense. If Derrick Henry doesn't get off with the run game, then it's basically somewhat over. So, and if DeAndre Hopkins can get the ball as well, it's basically over. I'm trusting the Jacksonville Jaguars coming off a blowout loss. I don't really see them getting blown out again. So in this game, I'm going to go with the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, I'm rolling with the Jags too. I agree. This is a major bounce back week at home, and I think they're going to take advantage of that. I don't think that it's going to be some blowout or anything. I would expect the Titans to at least be competitive. I don't see Derrick Henry having 2 horrendous weeks in a row. And while I'm not expecting Will to, take the top off the defense like he did in his first start. I am expecting him to not just go out there and look like a deer in the headlights rookie like we saw last week. So I'm gonna roll with the Jags here in a game that's maybe a little bit more competitive than the line has it. It's Jacksonville -7. That seems about right. I could see it within a couple points of that for sure. So Jags for me.
Next game, Las Vegas versus Miami. Las Vegas on a 2-game winning streak, obviously. Um, they beat the Jets and they're playing a tough Miami Dolphins team that scores a lot of points. Now we've seen Miami can beat the lesser opponents, but they can't be a team above 500. Obviously, Miami, I think, did have a bye week previously, so I'm going to go with the Miami Dolphins to come win this game.
Yeah, not much to talk about here, I don't think. I'm going with the Dolphins as well. I think, it doesn't take some master analyst to see like the boys are playing harder under AP when it comes to the Raiders organization. Josh McDaniel's gone, Antonio Pierce is in, and they're balling out for him. They're playing hard and they're smoking cigars after it. They love the new culture and everything, and that's great. But does that mean that this defense that has been in close games all year with some mediocre opponents, does that mean that they can stop the offensive attack of the Dolphins with, Hill, Waddle? Cedric Wilson has had some good games. And then you go into the running back room. Mostert is healthy, and Achane is back off the IR this week as well. So they've got the two-headed monster in the backfield back. They have their duo in the wide receiver room, and they've got depth behind both positions. So I don't think that there's too much to talk about here. I think the Dolphins defense has gotten significantly better since Ramsey and Xavier on the other side have both come back. So I'm all with the Dolphins in this one.
Next game will be Cowboys versus Panthers. Not too much to talk about. The Panthers do have a chance to either get the number one pick or give it to the Bears. Obviously, the Cowboys' offense is great. The defense is great. The offensive struggles for the Carolina Panthers are still weird. Frank Reich did take back the play calling duties, obviously, as of this week, so he'll be calling plays again. So in this game, I will go ahead and take the Dallas Cowboys. The Carolina Panthers just suck. I mean, it's not really too much to say.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only thing that makes you nervous is that we lost to the Cardinals in week 3. But obviously, that was a fluke game. I think we can all see that at this point. The Panthers' number one offensive weapon is Adam Thielen. And I love the guy. He's wide receiver like 8 in fantasy this year, and I have him on a team. So I'm rooting for him. But an offense led by a rookie quarterback and Adam Thielen going against, a top 3 defense in the NFL, I don't know if it's going to look too pretty for him. I don't know if this is a week to start any Panthers offensive players in your fantasy leagues. I think it's going to be an ugly, ugly outing from this offense. And, the secondary of the Panthers really hasn't been too bad this year, but I'm expecting another massive game out of the offense this week. So give me the Cowboys. Not much to talk about here.
Next game, Bears versus the Lions. Obviously, NFC North rival. Obviously, not much to talk about here. The Bears probably have a chance to get the number one pick, better than the Carolina Panthers do.
Well, the Panthers, regardless of the Panthers
Bears
win or lose, the Panthers they already gave their pick to the Bears. So the Bears own the Panthers' first round pick anyways.
Okay. Well, you're right about that. That's my fault.
Yeah, Panthers are just screwed. They're going out there to lose every week, and they're not going to get rewarded by it at all.
Yeah, that's just unfortunate. The Lions there are probably one of the top teams in the NFC North, probably right behind the Eagles. Obviously, they're number 2 seed right now. Not much to talk about here with bad quarterback play. Justin Fields should be able to play this game, obviously. But Jared Goff has resurrected his career. The Lions look like they'll be a playoff contender. Now, it depends. We'll see what they can do in the playoffs. So in this game, I am going to go with the Lions, and they have to win this game. You cannot have a bad loss, and I hope this is not the case. Oh, he's gone. He got kicked out. Okay. So I'm going to take the Lions to win this game. Um, he'll probably take the Lions as well. Now, the next game that we will get into is the Chargers versus the Packers. Ladies and gentlemen, the Chargers and Packers both came off. Um, the Chargers are just terrible in general. The Chargers came off a loss against the Lions. The Packers came off a loss against the Steelers, obviously. So it's not very good, not very decent. In this game, it could be a high scoring game because none of these teams play any type of defense. So when you don't play any type of defense, that is very, very tough to overcome. In this game, I am going to take the LA Chargers to win this game. Justin Herbert obviously is a better quarterback than Jordan Love. But see, looking at Jordan Love, he already has 10 interceptions. So I'm just not confident in a guy that those 10 interceptions he threw, not even just 10 interceptions, he threw two, obviously, at the end of the game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm not confident in neither defense, obviously, especially the Chargers defense and secondary. I'm just surprised that Brandon Staley has not somewhat got fired yet. I'm going to go with the Chargers to beat the Packers. Next game, we got the Giants versus the Commanders, obviously. Um, Two teams that have been very inconsistent. The Commanders with Sam Howell, he may be the quarterback. I don't want to say he guaranteed is, but he's just been very, very, somewhat inconsistent with the interceptions. The Giants are just bad. There's a lot of frustrations going on. I'm not sure if Brian Dable's job is somewhat on the line because the Giants are very, very, very impatient when it comes to certain things as well. Um, Offensively, the Giants are broke. Defensively, they're broke as well. Things have gone wrong, especially with Daniel Jones tearing his ACL. It's just not a good look for this team. The Commanders, I'm going to go ahead and take the Commanders at home. Obviously, this game will be close. Obviously, I think the Giants beat them the first time. I think when the Commanders scored 7 points in the first matchup. So in this game, I'm going to go ahead and take the Washington Commanders to beat the Giants. It's not really much to talk about in this game anyway. Next game, you got the Bucks versus the 49ers. Um, this game could go either way. Um, no, it could not go either way. I don't trust the Bucks running game, and I joked when I said that this game can go either way because the Bucks can't run the ball. The Buccaneers have not been able to run the ball all season, which all of that bothers me a lot to the core. The 49ers, they are one of the best teams or third best team in the NFC right now. Um, Maybe the Bucks can maybe throw on this 49ers defense a little bit, but I think the 49ers are going to have another dominant performance at home. The defensive line of Nick Bosa, Chase Young, Eric Armstead, they're going to get pressure on Baker Mayfield. And if you don't have a run game, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. So in this game, I am going to go ahead and take the 49ers to beat the Buccaneers. Who do you have?
I have the 49ers as well. I love what Baker's been doing. They were on a losing streak, but that was kind of, I thought, circumstantial to the schedule. You win 3 in a row out of the gate, and then you have a bye week 4. That kind of just messes up all the momentum. So I'm going with the Niners, but I'm not down on the Bucks.
All right, next game you got Seattle versus the Rams. Obviously, Seattle has some inconsistencies. I think when it comes to the Geno Smith turnovers, but they're 6-3 for a reason. The Rams are just having a bad year. Obviously, they signed Carson Wentz. I don't think he makes a difference. Obviously, like I said, to all the haters that compare Carson Wentz to Dak Prescott are absolutely awful. There was no comparison at all. Carson Wentz has played one season, but I could rant about that for 3 hours. But in this game, I think with Carson Wentz, no, he's not starting. Stafford is returning, but with Carson Wentz being the backup, it brings experience. Yes, it does bring experience, but obviously, I don't think he'll make much of an impact if Matthew Stafford were to go down. Now, obviously, Matthew Stafford said he's not retiring anytime soon or not retiring after this season. Obviously, I'm going to go with the Seattle Seahawks. The Rams have to prove to me they can possibly get in the playoff picture. Now, I did say earlier that they'll be a playoff team, but they have to prove to me if they can make some type of run at 3-6. Now, we've seen teams be 3-6, 4-6, make a run. The Lions went 1-8, 1-7, and had a winning record of 9-8. So I've seen that, but they have to prove it to me. And I'm not confident in that Rams secondary after losing Jalen Ramsey, and I think teams kind of a little locked in on Aaron Donald just a little bit. Aaron Donald's still one of the best pass rushers in the NFL, which I do agree. But I mean, the only guy on defense you look at is Aaron Donald, and that's it. The secondary is really not much. I'm gonna go with Seattle. I mean, they'll beat them. The Seattle defense is better, so I'm gonna go with Seattle.
I hear you, and I hear the reasoning, but I will remind you that in September, these teams without Cooper Kupp in the lineup, they already played, and the final score of that was 30-13 Rams. So while I want to go with the Seahawks here because I think it's smart, math that they'll split the season series one apiece, I think that this team, with the addition of Cooper Kupp, Matt Stafford back after a week off with a hand injury, I'm rolling with the Rams in this one to take it 2 in a row against the Seahawks. I don't think that the Rams end up making the playoffs, but I think that they throw a wrench in the plans of the Seahawks, sneaking in there. I think that they ultimately will, but I also think that Rams are going to have no part in helping them get there.
What's your pick on the Chargers versus the Packers?
I'm rolling with the Chargers there. I think there's just too much talent for the Packers to try and stop. This defense, for the first few weeks of the season, we were like, damn, this defense is actually playing up to expectation. And now it's like you don't know which Packers defense you're going to get week in, week out. Jair looks like the player we, talk about him as some weeks, and then other weeks Jair looks like a middle-of-the-road cornerback. So I'm rolling with the Chargers here. I think there's just too much for the Packers to try and stop. And I don't trust Jordan Love at all.
What about the Giants versus the Commanders?
The Commanders are going to destroy them. It's not going to be close, I don't think. The Commanders have a very middle-of-the-road record, obviously. But this game, dude, Sam Howell's leading the league in passing yards for a reason. And I understand that it comes with interceptions. But, dude, against this secondary, against this defense, give me the Commanders to win by a very comfortable margin. Did you pick
and final thing? So since the Bears basically already have the number, go ahead. I picked the Commanders.
Did you pick the Chargers as well?
Yes, I did pick the Chargers. I don't trust Jordan Love. Both defenses are bad, obviously, but and Brandon Staley hasn't lost his job yet. I don't know why he hasn't lost his job yet, but I mean, Justin Herbert's obviously a better quarterback than Jordan Love. But with the two crucial interceptions that Jordan Love threw against the Steelers, it's just I'm not sold on him. And then if they're like mid, then they can't do anything. So I'm not really sold on that. And then I think the last thing is we probably say who's going to get the number one overall pick will most likely be the Bears. But who's going to get the first 5 picks of the 2024 NFL draft? Who's going to get the first 5 picks? And don't be
Um,
surprised if the Patriots are in the top 5. They might be at like number 7 or number 8.
yeah, I mean, maybe if they're that low. Let me pull up something real quick. So I do think that the Bears have it locked up, regardless of if it's them or the Panthers that get to that pick. Like I said, both of those are obviously going to the Bears. So I think the Bears have number one pretty much locked up. Now, looking at the bottom teams, I mean, y'all are tied for the second worst record. So I think with Kyler back for the Cardinals, their remaining schedule, they have winnable games. Um, but not, I mean, the Seahawks, I think that's a winnable game. I think they lose to the Eagles. The Bears is a winnable game. They'll lose to the Niners. Steelers is winnable. Rams is winnable. And this week with the Texans is winnable. So, not saying that they win all of those games, but I definitely think that Kyler kind of takes them out of that top 3 range. I think the Patriots have a pretty good chance of staying top 5. The Giants will easily be top 5, if not 2. So, all right. So here's my prediction. I'm going Panthers, Giants, Bears, which would in turn be Bears, Giants, Bears, Patriots, Cardinals.
I'll go with Bears, um, Panthers, um,
You
Cardinals.
think so? You think the Bears are going to have 1 and 2?
Um, no, I said the Bears then Panthers. I think the Bears will have 1-4,
No, no,
and
no.
then the Patriots will have.
The Panthers is the Bears pick.
Go ahead.
The Panthers is the Bears pick.
Oh,
So,
okay.
so whatever you think the Panthers are going to end up as, that is the pick that the Bears will also be getting in addition to their already first round pick.
I think they'll probably be at. Give me 3, and then Patriots probably at 5 or out of the top 5, and then Cardinals at 4, and I don't know. It's a long season. That's probably my take right now on the top 5. It could go. We can see some teams with whoever has 3 wins could go downhill, but I just don't see that just yet. I probably need to figure that out towards the end of the season after everybody gets eliminated from the playoffs, or maybe at least week 17, and then maybe we'll have some of a better understanding. But I would be surprised if the Pages have like top 5 pick. Not surprised, but just in the top 5. I think at worst, if they start to win games, they'll have like the number 8 or number 9 pick.
Ooh, that is generous. Let's look at their schedule. So right now you would have the number 2 pick. All right. So you have the Giants when you come back. I think that's a win. Then you have the Chargers, Steelers, Chiefs, Broncos, Bills, and Jets. Now, there is a chance that you could win, 3 of those games, but there's also a chance that you only win like 1 or 2 of them. So the 8th or ninth pick, you would really need some other teams to be, shit in the bed.
We get rid of Mac Jones in the bye week. We make adjustments and we start Bailey Zappi. He'll win us games. Mac Jones has lost the locker room. We want Bailey Zappi. And
We just
then
saw Bailey Zappi in
and
crunch
then
time
whoever
and
we
threw a damn triple coverage interception.
I mean, he was only there for the final play. And like he played the whole damn game. Mac Jones played the whole damn game and still make the simple, stupid mistakes that he's made weeks prior. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that's like, I mean, not an excuse, but still. And then the Patriots would probably draft a quarterback, maybe in the first round. Bill Belichick normally doesn't do that. But if Bill Belichick said, I want to draft a quarterback, draft Bo Nix.
Bo Nix.
Yes, Bo Nix.
Dude, he's the same age as Mac right now.
What does age got to do anything? What does age got to do anything?
What do you mean? You're drafting your future. You're going to take a dude that's already the same age as your current starting quarterback who, granted, is in the Heisman conversation this year, but you want to talk about progression and how quick he would adjust to the NFL? It took him 6 years to adjust to the NCAA.
He's improved.
I don't know.
We'll have to see when he goes in.
You can like whoever you want to like. I'm not gonna bully you for that. But to say that should be y'all's quarterback of the future is something. That is something. Why not?
Well,
dude,
all the other quarterbacks will be taken though.
Maybe if y'all have the number
If we
2
don't
pick,
get the top 5 pick, I bet you.
I think
Who
y'all
we
could
think
get
number 2?
it's not that I, am locking in that y'all will stay there, but you're at number 2 right now. And I think that, the way that the rest of your season looks, you've already got 8 losses. I think the Chiefs would be 9, Chargers 10. I think the Steelers got you. So that's 11. So that's, you're going to have probably 12, 13 losses this year. Which I know that's new for you as a Patriots fan. That's new for you. I get it. It's an adjustment for you to have to make. I'm just saying, I don't think it's out of the picture that you guys end up at the 2 spot.
With who? Caleb Williams painted nails, motherfucker, or Drake May?
I would assume Caleb would go 1, so Drake would be y'all's guy. I'd be happy with Drake May. May. Now the Giants might get that 2 spot instead of y'all, so the Giants could scoop him up. But I just don't think it's outside of that realm of possibility.
Well, that's it for Lambo Basketball Sports. Unfortunately, my Patriots have went downhill, but I can still go to sleep well at night. So I'm not really worried about the Patriots because I can sleep just well at night. I don't lose sleep over losses. I've lost before. I've won Super Bowls. I did all this other fun stuff. This is the 2-8 season is just new for me because it happened when I was 1 year old when we were 2-8 for the first time since 2000. So I may be in my feelings now, but I'll be okay. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to Total Pro Nation. We need your merch. Go to totalpronation.com. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll be here on Monday. All right. Lambo and Matt's World Sports will be back Monday, of course, with college, NFL, recruiting trails, everything, all the insight you need to know. We will lock you in on Monday. Make sure y'all have a great weekend and take care. Next week's going to be short because it's Thanksgiving and Black Friday, so we'll probably back in all of our content Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. We'll see you later. Adios. Y'all have a great night.